Hello, my name is Dr. Walker, and I'm the horn professor at the University of New Mexico. And I'm here today to speak to you about and play for you the two etudes for the Albuquerque Youth Symphony Middle School auditions for 2022 and 23. So the first etude is etude number 1, Lyrical. It's marked Andante, quarter note equals 84 on our parts here. And before I jump into this etude and play it for you, two things to keep in mind that are really important for horn players to think about. Number 1 is that we always want to take in really good air. And 2, the most important thing we do as horn players is focus on a beautiful sound. So feel free to pause the video, jump into your practice routine, and focus on taking really good breaths and creating the most beautiful sound that you can. Really, a sound that is pure, has a nice core to it, with a little bit of roundness on the sides, and just is absolutely beautiful to listen to, because that's what we're all here to do when we play the French horn, is to make beautiful sounds. Now, a few pointers on etude number 1. It's a lyrical study, and our instinct is to play everything super legato and connected, which is great, but we also want to make sure that we have really clear articulations when they're marked. So in the opening bars, you'll see that we have very unique articulation patterns, so pay close attention to those. We don't want all slurs. That's beautiful, but it's not really what's marked. So we want to make sure we're getting really clear articulations where they are marked. And if we just take that for the rest of the etude, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So here is etude number 1, the lyrical study. Have fun practicing, and good luck! Hello and welcome back. Now we're going to be speaking about etude number 2, which is the technical study. Now this one follows a basic scale pattern, and we're using our key, or the horn key, of F major. And so we really want to focus on that 1 B flat. And so really, when you're playing fast etudes, a couple things we want to keep in mind. One of those would be really fast fingers, and we want to make sure that our fingers are not flat over the whole valve or the whole key. We want to make sure that they're towards the end, and we want to keep our hand nice and arched so that our fingers are trying to go just straight down. It's the most efficient path for them, and it helps us play a little bit faster on the horn. The other one, again, is about air. We want to make sure our air is driving through these phrases. If our instruments are underserved with air, or we're not putting enough air through the instruments, the fast notes won't come out. This is not quite clear enough, so we want to make sure that we're playing at a big enough volume where we're processing a lot of good air so that we can have really good clarity. So here's an example of taking a big breath and what that sounds like. Here's a small breath. And here's a big breath. So we want to make sure we're going for that second option, that bigger breath, full sound. It's going to be way easier to play, which is always a good thing. Now, one more thing to keep in mind before we jump into the performance of this etude is that there are no indications on the eighth notes and the quarter notes towards the end of the bar to keep those short. And so I would really make sure that every note that you're playing is of a pretty full value. So we don't want to make those short. We want a little bit more length through those. That'll really help make a longer phrase really compelling. All right, so here is etude number 2, the technical etude. Be sure to play it as fast as you feel comfortable playing it. If you feel like you can play it faster, go ahead and play it faster. Here's an example of a slightly faster option.